Thanks for listening to the talk, and thanks for Mediazone for inviting me to do the talk. I'm pretty sure everybody is probably interested in, what's service robot, ecosystem, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring robotics to everyone's life. I'm pretty sure everyone sees a lot of videos about robotics, but do you rarely see actually a robot anywhere or even here? That is the problem that we're trying to address. So, what is Robotou, right? So, we use blockchain, we use a smart contract, and we basically try to chop the revenue model of robotics into different pieces, so that everybody can actually get involved in using it using smart contract. So let me just tell you more about what Robotou is first. So we are a platform, a robot system platform. Basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring hundreds of different kinds of robotic solutions to everyone's life. What that means is solutions such as in this hotel, having robots as a server, solutions in airports doing deliveries, in office buildings doing last mile, we call it, delivering mail, doing a lot of patrolling, a lot of different items. So that's kind of what we're focusing on. We don't focus on all kinds of robotics, so there's actually many kinds of robotics out there, right? So you guys must have seen, Boston Dynamic, very good example. Humanoid robots, another great example. What we focus on doing is we focus on indoor robots, and indoor robots meaning here, that would be an indoor robot, right? So not self-driving cars and these kind of stuff. I'll show you more afterwards. We focus on areas that actually has a high demand. Shortage in labor, jobs that human beings don't want to do, repetitive, labor-intensive, heavy lifting, those kind of jobs are the ones that we focus on using robotics to help them solve these kind of problems. So you guys are probably interested in what kind of solutions we already have. So let me show you two videos. So this one is one application that we did in a Beijing restaurant, which is 30,000 square feet. It works really well. This particular restaurant, after using it for a couple of months, they actually helped us order many other different robots afterwards. So what it does is it delivers food. It autonomously, if there's anything in front of it, it will move around with it. It has what we call computer vision, which means that the robot will be able to recognize a human face. There's a CRM system behind it where it would greet you by your name and remember what kind of food you had before, doing recommendations and so on. So this is a very good solution. And by the way, the kids love it. They follow them around. It's actually quite a bit of a marketing driver. We actually have this in Hong Kong as well, if you guys are interested afterwards. So let's jump ahead to the next one, right? So this one we did it for Pizza Hut a while ago. So this itself is a kind of like a vending machine style. So basically, very simple. You have an app, you order your drink, and then the robot would automatically, autonomously deliver to where you are, and then you would open it, with QR code, payment, everything all done. So this is a very good application. Actually, many hotels actually really like this solution. We're actually talking to a few about doing profit sharing models, meaning that we don't want it to just be cost saving. It's actually helping them to add additional revenue, which is very important. Okay, so let's go to the next one, right? So this one is basically, I think it's a Korean Herald actually coined this and saying that in the next couple of years, service robotics would be a totally new industry, which is a $182 billion industry. So we believe with our unique models, with our stuff, that we could actually capture close to $1 billion, which would be very nice in the future. Okay. So how do we do this, right? So the traditional model is, robotics are only for big organizations. You hear it from Amazon, you hear it from Google, you hear it a lot of different places. But what we want to do is we want to bring it so that more to the mass and small and medium business could actually own these kind of robots. So how do we do that, right? So we tackle the problem of accessibility. We tackle single stream revenue issue, and we tackle the heavy customization problem. So how do we do this is we actually have a very strong robotics team. Our roboticists are from Microsoft, from JD.com, from Tsinghua University. We have professionals who are finance professionals being able to do leasing models with the robots. Some of the robots, the cost would be a lot lower, making it a lot more accessible. We're talking about robots that would range around $1,000 to $3,000 US. So very affordable, even closer to a monthly wage. So with that, we can actually deploy it to a lot of different industries. We're actually talking with quite a few hotels. We're also talking with airport. Maybe sooner or later, next time when you guys take a flight, you actually see one of our robots roaming around. We're actually doing testing very soon with them. So let me leave this with a last note. Is the latest robot that we have is a Chinese-style orchestra flute-playing robot. So it has 9 tones. You could actually do karaoke, pick a song, and it will play for you. There's quite a bit of performance and different hotels, different places that are very interested in having this. What we want to do is in 2019, first half, we'll have 3 robots coming out. This is the first one. This is a flute robot. And then we will also have a drumming robot and a harp playing robot. So this harp, they call it kongzhou. This one is actually a lost instrument that has been lost in China for 2,000 years. And they just recently brought it back. And in China, there's only 200 people that knows how to play it. So we want to bring it back with using robotics as an entire band to bring it to everyone. Okay, I think this video is a little bit long, so I'll just leave it on that. So please look for us if you're interested in robotics. We could definitely chat a lot more. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tang. That scares the heck out of me. Because I can't play the flute, and now you got robots that can. But we do have a couple of questions that were sent in for you. Does anybody in the audience have any questions about this? Oh yeah, okay, cool. We have a question from the audience. Here, you speak out of here. And I'll
Sure, yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Hi. How does blockchain play into your robots?
So we have a couple of pieces that involve blockchain, right? So as an ecosystem, what we want to do is actually we want to have 100,000 robots being deployed within 5 years. So imagine the different applications in different industries. So we're talking about hotels, hospitals, offices, a lot of different areas. So behind the technology, we'll use a smart contract, meaning that transaction flows could be very easily being transferred and doing through. So how do we do that is with 100,000 robots being roamed around, there's actually quite a bit of advertising opportunities in front of these robots. So with the computer vision, people can actually, first of all, you can own a robot in the future. That's what we want to do. When you own a robot, you should actually be entitled to the revenue stream that gets generated from it. So with that, if there's an advertising opportunity, let's say Coca-Cola or even Adidas, right? Maybe they want to do a very direct mail campaign, around age 30 or so, different stuff. They recognize who you are. They do direct commercial. So instead of having like a blanket one that they would buy from everyone, they would buy directly one by one. So that's what we want to kind of do. That's one area. And we would also have a blockchain being able to manage the entire life cycle of the robot. That means that from R&D, IP, that would be all blockchain being utilized so that everybody can actually contribute to the data and they would actually get a cut at the revenue. Just imagine you're like a part owner of Microsoft Office kind of style.
The blockchain, is your own blockchain or is it running on Ethereum?
Hyperledger.
Hyperledger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wonderful. And we have time for just one more question. If anybody has questions. Okay, well, there have been a couple that have been sent in, so I just have one more.
Sure.
what is the future of one-of-a-kind robots? Like, is this, it's quite prevalent, you said.
Yep.
You know, but how far are we away from this future? I mean, are we going to have Arnold Schwarzenegger coming from the future?
Well, that's what we want. But to be honest, I think just to address that question more, right? A lot of people actually talk about, robots taking over jobs. We actually don't really believe that. We believe in a human-robot operating together model, meaning that it would actually be enhancing these guys. For example, like some of these servers here, I'm pretty sure they will know. After a long day of hard work, carrying very heavy plates of food, items, carrying it from very large places, after a couple of years, they actually get a lot of injuries in a lot of areas, and people actually don't really like these kind of jobs anyways. So that would offer a tremendous opportunity.